This is Matt.
And this is Derek.
And this is Panels, Checkpoints, and Popcorns. Episode 3? Are we at 3 now?
We are at 3. We've put more effort into this than we have anything else.
How's that make you feel, Derek?
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, same. I've been enjoying it a lot, so I'm not going to complain. That's for sure. So how's your week been, Derek?
Not terrible. Not great. You know, it's been kind of quiet.
I feel that. Well, for me, it's been quiet outside the times that I've played Verdansk over the past week.
Verdansk has been fun.
Verdansk has been a lot of fun. I agree. I've been enjoying it quite a lot. Watching CJ come back into playing the game again is pretty great. I've kind of enjoyed it a lot. It's been a good time.
It's been nice shaking the rust off.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that full-heartedly. Other than that, you've gotten into anything crazy this week, or has it been relatively boring?
Crazy.
Crazy?
No, not really and truthfully. I think no, that's really about it.
I mean, that's good. It's not bad to have a boring week, you know?
Yeah. Kind of like the news this week. It's been
slow.
I don't think you're going to hear as much ire from us this week as we've been doing.
Yeah, that is true. There's not going to be a lot of arguing. I won't say arguing, I guess, but a lot of like super big opinions, I think. It's been a relatively slow 2 weeks, honestly.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. Once again, it just means this episode might be a little bit shorter, which is also okay. You know?
Yep. And I'm okay with that.
Yep, I am as well. Sometimes you need a little bit of a shorter episode.
I might have an idea for a little bit of a filler.
Okay, what's up?
Let's get through our normal stuff first, and then we'll talk about it. Sounds
good to me. So I'm going to let you start this week, because I started last week by picking things that I was like, I want to talk about this.
Well, where do I want to start at? Let's talk about the box office here recently. Right. Minecraft is tearing it up.
Yeah, second weekend, $80.6 million weekend. That's like low-end Marvel movie high. Like that's really crazy.
And it's the best movie to come out this year.
Yeah, I haven't got to see it yet.
Which I haven't either. I know a couple people that went to see it, and they've said kind of middling things about it, but I expected a stupid movie, and that's kind of what I'm told it is. It's the go in, turn your brain off kind of film.
I agree. That's what I've heard as well, and I'm 100% here for that. That's the kind of Jack Black movie I like, though, to be honest with you. So, can't complain.
No, I'm definitely not complaining. I'm all for it.
I feel like, especially since it feels like every movie studio tries to be blockbuster after blockbuster after blockbuster. I think a good stupid movie is a good thing to get every now and then. I don't know if you feel the same, but
I definitely feel the same way. It's what we've needed.
Yeah, but I'm super excited about it. I think it's cool. Because it's such a meme movie. Like, if we're being honest about it, it's such a meme movie. It has the whole children yearn for the mines. It has that whole chicken jockey bull crap that people are getting mad about, evidently.
Don't do it. And anybody listening to this, do not go to see the Minecraft movie and yell chicken jockey. You will be thrown out.
Yeah, that is a confirmed thing. You will 100% be thrown out now. Also,
because
did you see,
they are tired of this crap, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. Did you see the people that were like chicken jockey and throwing the fucking popcorn around?
Yeah,
what the fuck's that about, dude? Like, no, no offense to people that I guess get a kick out of that, actually no kind of offense to you. Like, if you think that's cool to do, fuck you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, it's true. It's not cool. Don't do it.
Like, there's real people that have to go in and clean up after your asses if you do that. So don't do that.
Yeah, that's just rude.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that has been happening because of that movie, and I'm here for a lot of it, though. To be honest,
everybody wants a Jack Black figure.
Yep. Which is funny because that action figure's terrifying. Like, straight up terrifying, dude. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but holy crap, it's scary.
I haven't been paying much attention.
It's exactly what you think. It's Jack Black in his costume. But it's like fucking middle-aged Jack Black in his costume. It's freaking weird. It's great though. Like, I'm stoked for Jack Black, and specifically because of this movie, because he I feel like he hasn't done a real good, like, super family movie in a while. You know what I mean? And I feel like this one's definitely scratching that itch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because we all know Jack Black. He's a good comedian. He's a good comedic actor, but he's not known specifically for being family friendly.
No.
And this movie, from what I've heard and what I've seen, he's definitely that, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, to Jack Black's credit, and a lot of actors these days that just play themselves, like, you can always tell when it's Jack Black, but it's still a little bit different.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm stoked to see that. Evidently, it's catching up with, like, Super Mario in gains, and I think that is wonderful.
The article that you showed me showed that Super Mario Bros. Had a 92 million second weekend?
Yeah.
That's not too far off.
It's not too far off. And this one's like I kind of expect that now from DreamWorks animated films. You know what I mean? Which is what Super Mario was, I think. Was it DreamWorks? No, it was Illumination,
yeah, it was
wasn't it?
Well, no, you're right. Oh.
Whoever it was one of those two. It's what I expect from both of those places, honestly. A DreamWorks or
there's
an
a Universal theme park starting up, so it must be Illumination.
Yeah. So
you're right.
It's what I expect from either of them, honestly. Like, DreamWorks or Illumination. I mean, you don't get movies like Shrek from a place and not expect them to continue to make good movies. Just like you don't, even though I'm not a big fan of them, you don't expect companies like Illumination, who makes Despicable Me and the Minions and stuff like that, to not make good movies. Like, you know what I mean?
Enjoyable movies at the very least. I mean, you get your How to Train Your Dragon and stuff like that.
Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon is so good. It's still one of the best movies ever.
All right, sir, you're up.
All right. So another thing that I saw in that same article that I sent, it was just because it's just a showbiz roundup. It's from icv2.com. I'll put the link in the YouTube description once we upload this to YouTube today. But evidently they're making a new Predator movie, but it's animated.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I seen the trailer to it.
I haven't seen the trailer. I didn't even know it was a thing till literally
today. There was a I think in the same article there was like a little trailer.
Okay,
about
I'll have to go back and see if I can see that trailer. But like, I was sitting there reading through that and I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's awesome. You don't normally get like animated horror movie tellings, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be looking a little bit more into that. I didn't really get a chance to look more into it today. So keep out. I might talk more about it on the next podcast because it doesn't come out till June. So the closer we get to June talking about it, the closer people listening will be able to watch it.
Oh yeah.
It's evidently going to be released in some theaters, but dominantly it's coming to streaming. Hulu, I believe, is what it says.
Yeah, most likely because it's a
20th Century.
Predator is a Fox product, so
yeah, which is owned by Disney now. So yeah.
Yep.
But I'm stoked for that. I like the Predator movies, so I'm not going to complain, you know? But other than that, that's all I kind of saw in that one, like in that single thing. However, there was a big game announcement, which is now in a closed alpha this week, and it's Marathon.
From Bungie. I still haven't sat through the Marathon trailer.
I'm gonna be completely honest. It looks like garbage. Like, to me personally, it looks like garbage. I've watched some people.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I watched some people stream it today. Because where the alpha is going on, and it's just not great, man. Like, I want to have faith in Bungie. I want to, but every time I see more Bungie stuff, I can't have faith in them.
It's really hard to. No, I get it.
Like, they made a game that made my teenage years really fun in Halo, you know? But that Destiny killed it for me. And then this game, it's just, I don't want to be rude to them, you know, but you know, it really feels like Fortnite Escape from Tarkov.
I think that's the point.
And that's what it feels like. Like, that's what it looks like. I, of course, haven't got to play it, you know. But it has hero shooter elements, and that turns me off a little bit from it.
No, I get it. Excuse me.
So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It hurts me a little. And the guns look so stupid to me. It all just looks really cartoony, and I understand cartoony is like the new thing for games for some reason. I'm sure you've noticed. And some games do it well, but this game, I haven't got to play it. If they somehow get an open beta going, which I assume that they will eventually, I'll jump in and I'll try it during that open beta process. I'm not going to waste my time before that, though.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm not going to try to get into the alpha. I'm not going to try anything. I'm not going to try it. Like, it's just not worth it to me. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the state of Bungie or Marathon in general, but
not really. I haven't been a fan of Bungie since Halo 3.
That's fair.
I'll be honest with you. But I'm also, I hate to say this, I'm a retro gamer, but I'm not a gamer that lives in the past.
That's fair.
Like, I love playing old games. I play them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You will not see me, you know, going, oh, this game was only good during this time,
mm-hmm.
and, you know, everybody just wants to ruin it, and blah, 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 blah. You know, I can't stand that. Times change, people change, teams change, people age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do not like the same kind of game now that I liked in 2006 or 2008.
Yeah.
I'm not the gamer that I was. I'm not the movie watcher that I was, you know.
Yeah.
I recently tried to watch American Pie.
Yeah.
And all I could do is kind of sit there and go, why did I like this?
Yep. I agree with that.
Like, I know I can get it, but I don't know why I like this.
I can agree with that. Most definitely can. A lot of those movies I feel don't hold up any longer.
And a lot of them don't, which is, again, kind of sad.
It is. But they were very much so, like, products of their time, I feel like. Like, the whole American Pie series as a whole. But I also think, like, do you remember that movie, The Girl Next Door?
Sounds familiar.
Have you seen that? It's in the same vein as American Pie, but the girl is like this. She looks like that normal blonde girl next door type, but she's secretly a porn star.
Okay, that sounds a little bit familiar.
Okay. So, it's like that. That doesn't hold up today. Not at all.
No, I don't doubt that.
It's not great. The comedy's not there. Like, not there as it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of like that movie Euro Trip as well, though.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I loved Euro Trip.
There's a part of me that really hates to agree with you on that, but I have to.
Yeah. Like, I like that movie, and I'll still be like, man, if you're like a late teenager to early 20s, that movie's gonna be a banger for you. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, hands down,
Oh,
movie's
dude,
gonna be a banger.
I'll go a step further. If you're an age that you shouldn't have been watching that movie,
that movie's
like
a
I
banger
was,
for you. Yeah.
You know, I still remember the first time I seen that movie.
Yep.
And it was at a drive-in.
Oh.
It was up in Gallia when it still had a drive-in up there, right?
Okay.
And Mom and Dad took me up there. And it was a double feature.
Okay.
Road Trip and Euro Trip back to back.
Oh God.
And I loved every single second of it, but I should have not seen that movie.
Yep.
I shouldn't have seen either of those movies because that was peak Tom Green.
Yep, it sure was.
But I couldn't watch those. To keep this tangent going, another one that I used to think was awesome, and I'm sure you probably might have too. Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh God. Let's not talk about Freddy Got Fingered, all right? Let's not talk about that, Derek. That's a dark time, all right?
that was a dark time, but good God, don't tell me you didn't love that movie back in the day.
I saw that movie because of I guarantee you know exactly who I saw it because of.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, you know. I'm not going to call him out on this because he might be watching. Doubtful, but he might be, or he might be listening. But yeah, no. Granted, that's the same place I saw Euro Trip and Dumb and Dumber and
Yeah, I can never do those movies. It's so weird. Like, okay, when I was young, yes, American Pie, Euro Trip, Road Trip, absolutely all day long.
Yep.
You know, give them to me. Hated Dumb and Dumber. Hated the second movie.
That's fair. The second one was so bad.
I would rather sit and watch. Crap! I forgot the name of the movie.
Like, let's be real.
The Dane Cook movie where he works in a
Employee of the Month.
That movie. I'd rather watch that movie.
That movie was something, too, man.
Speaking of which, he streams. I did not know this.
Streams?
Yeah, in between comedy tours, he streams on Twitch.
All right then, I had no idea. That's weird. I never would have guessed.
I had no clue either, and I was just like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, it's legit."
Okay. I mean, more power to him. It's like the lead singer of Falling in Reverse. He streams Warzone when they're not touring. Ronnie Radke.
Yeah.
I remember he was streaming. He originally streamed Blackout when it was popular, and he streamed that for years, even after Warzone released.
What do we have next?
Dude.
Unless there's something else you want to hook into this.
There's not. No, there's nothing else that I had talked about on that one. That was just stuff that I thought was neat. It's crazy how we went from marathon to that, by the way.
Hey, that's why we talk about everything.
That is true.
Really not a whole ton in the world of... Well, you did have one thing about comic books.
Yep. I actually have two things about comics.
Go for it.
The first thing is in August of 2025, we're getting the Immortal Legend Batman under the Elseworld banner, and it's Batman Power Rangers.
Nice.
It's even written by the person that writes Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. for, is it Boom that does Rangers? Yeah.
Yes, it's Boom Studios that does Power Rangers.
Yeah. So it's the same writer. He came over to DC to make literally a Power Rangers Batman series, which is really neat to me.
Hey, Power Rangers are hot, man.
Yep.
To be honest, I don't think they've ever truly cooled.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I'm excited to see what that's like. Honestly, I think it'll be pretty good.
Speaking of comics, have you read anything good this week?
I read the first issue of Vatican City.
Oh,
from
tell me
Dark
about
Horse. Essentially, what it is it hasn't said how yet. Okay, so I don't know how it works. However, vampires have started taking over the world, and they start in America and they kill everybody, like literally everybody, and they're coming to the Vatican City to try to take it over. But yeah, so far it's very good. They're at a point right now where they're at the Vatican City, and it turns out that they buried like the mistress vampire there over 1,000 years ago, and so they've come to the Vatican to dig her up and restart the whole group of vampires. It's pretty cool though. So far it's pretty good. I'm hoping that it continues to stay good, but its start has been a little bit slow for my liking when it comes to American comics. But in general, it's good so far.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta have that slow startup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great guy.
No, I was just gonna say it starts with a guy basically trying to become part of the Pope's special guard, and that's how you end up in the Vatican City. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty cool.
What have I read recently? I got caught up on the Justice League Unlimited book, which has been pretty good. They just got I got around to they've been fighting this big bad called Inferno this entire time, who's been screwing around with all the Justice Leaguers and, you know, stopping them and everything. And they just revealed who they were. I'm not going to spoil it because I think it's a pretty good play.
Yeah.
Really been a lot of manga for me this week more than anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, manga is good. I don't blame you there.
Fortunately, I don't think I could mention any of them really here in the stream.
Why not?
Because there might be children listening, sir.
That's doubtful, but you never know, I guess.
Let me check my history real fast. Oh yeah, I started Green Lantern Corps.
Okay.
That one's pretty good. It's all of the like current Green Lanterns, and they're dealing with a lawless universe, basically.
Okay.
They've all of the blue-headed people are gone, so now they're having to run Iowa and deal with all of those problems. So it's a mix of the political and the running of everything, and then you have them going out and doing the fighting that they have to do. So it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I still haven't got to read that yet. I know I have I have it saved to read. I just haven't got to read it yet.
Yeah. What else? Did I finish that? I did not finish that. I started Concert of Champions. It's a Dazzler book.
Okay.
So, they're throwing, from what I've read so far, they're throwing some sort of concert for mutant charity.
Okay.
Basically, trying to, you know, help mutants feel good about themselves, you know, like as they do. That's how those books are kind of themed. And a band breaks in and starts brainwashing the people through heavy metal and summons a being from another dimension.
That's pretty cool, actually. I'm here for it.
And that's kind of where I ended up at. I haven't got a chance to really read much further.
I'm here for it. That sounds pretty interesting.
Let's see. I also started the Two-Face book that came out recently. And it's Two-Face acting as an attorney in the underworld's judicial system.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and the entire time the book's about him suppressing his other self, his evil self, while pretending that his evil self is out, flipping the coin and deciding if he should be killing these people for doing the things that they're doing. And it's a neat little back and forth. It's like, can you really hide yourself like that? And eventually it's, the thing with all, I won't say all multiple personality disorders, but at least in the DC universe, all multiple personality disorders, they eventually get out.
Yeah.
And that's starting to happen, it's starting to get out.
Okay. That's interesting.
So,
I wonder where they will take it from there.
It's hard to tell, to be honest. At least I don't see it. I've never pretended to be the smartest about that.
That's fair.
I think that's pretty much all I've read.
Now, I will say, I have read, this week I haven't read a lot of comics, but I did finally finish the second book in the Mistborn trilogy from Brandon Sanderson. And I've learned one thing about those books. Don't like any of the characters. Because they're either going to kick the bucket or they're going to end up becoming evil at some point.
Never fall in love with the characters, kids.
Never.
They'll never live.
Don't do it. It was really bad. I was sitting there reading and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But other than that, though, it was really, really good. It was really, really good. Highly suggest if you've never read it before.
I will get into them at some point. I'll probably steal them from you at some point.
That's perfectly fine. That would be perfectly fine. You can borrow them whenever.
I will gladly do that. Is there anything else here, though?
Oh, we have some other things that we could talk in the little thing here, if that's what you're talking about.
Go for it.
So it was confirmed that they're going to do a Werewolf by Night one-shot that's written by the guy that directed and wrote the TV special.
Nice.
I don't know if you watched the TV special, but it was really good. Like, I would suggest going and watching it the next chance you get. It's that good.
I never got around to it, but I'll have to give it a shot.
Now, do keep in mind it's all in black and white.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's very good. That's all I had comic related. But there are a couple other things. We found out this week that new GameCube controller for the Switch 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgot about this story.
It's not a Pro controller. It only works for the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube game, like games, which is
this is reported by Games Radar.
Yeah.
The GameCube controller is only for the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube selection, and not all the games that you want to play it with.
Yep. Which is fucking ridiculous, if we're being honest.
How many? Okay. So here's a question from me.
Mm-hmm.
If they're bringing out the new Pro controller, and then they're bringing out this GameCube controller, that's only for the NSO stuff, will the Pro controller be able to handle the NSO stuff?
I mean, I would assume it will be able to. And the reason I assume that is because the Pro controller worked for any of the other games in the past.
That's true, but is the reason, like, for example, not enough buttons?
Fair.
Or
I think
something
there would,
like that.
I think there would still be enough buttons, wouldn't there be?
I haven't looked at the GameCube controller in forever.
Because
GameCube has buttons and triggers.
Yeah, it has the AB or the AB XY buttons first, which is already on the Pro Controller.
Right. And you have the C stick.
It has the C stick, which would just be the right joystick.
Right.
The big
you have your left joystick.
Left joystick. There's already a D-pad. There's a start and select button, which is the plus and minus, which the GameCube only had the one button, but still. And then on the original GameCube controller, there were 3 triggers, if I'm not mistaken. The Z trigger and then the left and right trigger. So, theoretically, the Pro Controller should have... this new one will have 3 extra buttons. It'll have the button on the other trigger, like the ZL or whatever trigger, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then it also has the 2 function buttons on the back that you can assign to anything.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about those 2.
So
you might be right.
Yes,
it might not turn into an issue then, but I can just imagine there's going to be a lot of sad people.
Oh, well, it was already confirmed this past week as well that the the C button on the controllers, if you don't pay for the chat subscription, just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So they added a whole new button for literally nothing.
The paywall button.
Yeah, it's a paywall button. It's literally C for credit card, as I was seeing memes about it. That's what it is. It is C for credit card.
Yeah.
And that's a little disheartening, honestly. But not surprising.
I was gonna say, it's not surprising. It does suck.
No.
I really think Nintendo's trying to shoot themselves in the foot, and they're doing an amazing job of it.
I think this is going to go over as well as the Wii U.
I think it's going to sell from the hardcores, but you're not going to get, like with the Switch, where it was like everybody bought one because it was dirt cheap, and it could be the second console in every family member's house.
Yeah.
Like the way it used to be. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we're not getting that.
And quite frankly, I'm kind of okay with that. To an extent. I think if you had made a cheap console that was sucky, I would be a little bit more angry, because a lot of people are tired of seeing Nintendo's games look shitty.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong. 100% not wrong.
But again, this might be a swing in the other direction, which isn't good either.
That is true. Now, on to the next little thing, because we're both in an agreement that Nintendo is getting real shitty. Has been real shitty. I shouldn't say getting. It's been very not consumer focused for a while at this point. But speaking of not consumer focused, did you see what happened with Wizards of the Coast and Final Fantasy? Their Final Fantasy cards.
I have not.
So they accidentally sent a shipment of those cards to a South American distributor, and that South American distributor distributed them, as was like, that's how it works. When you get them at the distribution center, you distribute them out. That's how it works in North America as well. Like, it's not any different, and freaking Wizard of the Coast found out about it because these people opened some of them and posted it online, thinking that they got it early, basically. Didn't know, because they're connected, but they're not going to pay attention really to the rest of the world. Like, you know what I mean? They're just like, man, whatever, we got the cards, that's cool. Like, I would do the same. And Wizard of the Coast is going after him, like, hey, you need to send those back to us, or there's going to be legal action, blah, 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 blah. Being tools about it, essentially, when it was their mistake.
There's a part of me that agrees about that.
Yeah.
You don't you might not like the way that it was handled. On the flip side of that, if they were any kind of, because I imagine some of these were known content creators.
Yeah.
In that space, they would know. If these things wouldn't appear out of the blue, you would have some sort of contact from Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we're going to do this early, blah, 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 because those usually aren't free.
Yeah, that is true. You're not wrong.
And I'm not saying that these people usually pay for the cards. It's, hey, we'll do some sort of sponsorship. We'll send you this early so that way you can do like X, Y, and Z with it. It's the same thing with like Loading Ready Run and the pre-releases that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get the cards for that weekend. They get to play with them, get to have their pre-release, but they have to return them. Mm-hmm. If I remember right, they either have to return them or they're not allowed to be on screen after that. They have to be kept separate. They're not allowed to leave that office.
Mm-hmm.
So there's usually some sort of attachment to this, something that usually happens that goes along with it.
Gotcha.
Speaking of other anti-consumerism things, did you see the PlayStation 5 news?
Oh, what about
it? They raised the price of the PS5 in Europe.
What?
You didn't see this?
No, and I expected them to raise the price here, not in Europe. What the fuck?
Sony is hiking the PS5 in Europe, Britain, Australia, and New Zealand. Citing high inflation and fluctuation exchange rates. The digital version is being hiked by 11% to €500 or $569, April 14th, which would be the day of this recording.
Yeah. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah.
Like, that's really...
I mean, that's just... It's... I don't know. Maybe it's something to... I don't know. I really don't know what to think about this. A lot of people aren't happy about it. Reasonably so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even live there. I'm not happy about it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why is it happening? But you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why? Why is it happening?
It just says, you know, to inflation and stuff like that.
Inflation,
which is, 11%. I mean, probably. Yeah, it's probably not.
Yeah.
But this is what they're doing.
That's crazy. Like, absolutely insane crazy. I'm glad I don't live in Europe, I guess. Granted, I already have PS5, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
again, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see something on this side.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not something already, if we're being real about it.
Well, you know, that stuff like that keeps changing, you know.
Yeah.
Apparently now they're not attached to this tariff, they're attached to other tariffs, and who the hell can keep up with it? The only thing we can do is look at how our wallet's affected at the end of it.
That is true. That is very true. And we won't know at the end until the end, like it's over. The end of the day,
right.
What's actually going to affect us and what's really not, which I think is a scary concept, but you know. Also, this is, of course, I just want to make sure before I say anything, were you done with what you had to say about
no, you're good.
The price hike? Okay.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite party games of all time is getting a second edition released. This time it's not being made by Skybound Games. I think it's being made by Mad Rabbit Games is the name of them. But Super Fight is getting a second edition release, and I'm really excited about that. It comes out April 30th, and it's the first I heard about it today. Have you ever played Super Fight before?
I have not.
Okay, so you don't know anything about it then, I assume, correct?
No, as far as the board games go, you are the lead on that.
Okay, so Super Fight is a party game where everyone draws, I think it's 5 cards up into their hand, and everyone has a mix of abilities and characters. And 2 people go at one time, and they argue about who would win in a fight between the character they've created with the abilities that their character has.
Okay.
Okay. And then it's voted on by the group who they think would win at the end of the argument. And dude, it is so fun, especially if you have a group of people that likes to argue. Like I think our friend Squishy, who jumps in if he's here. Hey Squish, if not, fuck you. He jumps into the stream portion of this sometimes, but I think he would really like it because he likes arguing about like random little things, as you know.
After seeing you guys play tabletop RPGs together, I totally believe that.
Yeah, I think he would fucking love it. It's a great game. I take it over to my family's house. I have the first edition of it. I take it over to my family's house, who also like arguing, and we'll sit there and play it for hours. It's so good.
Nice.
And in the nature of board games, there's two other things that I found that I thought was really cool. HEO Group has revealed that they're making South Park The Stick of Truth Squaros. Have you heard of them? They're like square deck boxes, essentially.
No, I had not heard about this.
Okay, they're like super nice square deck boxes, and I am really stoked. They're making them all based off of the Stick of Truth game characters, including Princess Kenny, and that's phenomenal. And then the last bit of tabletop news that I had is from the year 2023 to 2024. We've actually seen it's a small increase compared to like 2022 to 2023, but we saw a small increase still of sales in minis. It's up to 580 million per year, which that's just North American numbers. So that's pretty crazy, considering we saw a general, I think it was, when I was looking into it, was around a 6% loss for trading card games, but a 9% gain for mini games.
So, out of curiosity,
yeah,
is it more people getting into miniature figures, or is Games Workshop just raising their prices?
So from what I can tell, because it does. Excuse me.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
No, I know. But this was touched in a thing that I was reading about it. So, Game Workshop only raised their prices by $1 or so over the past 2 years. And that's 2 years in total, so 2023 and 2024.
Okay.
It's just in general with like TikTok and stuff, people have been watching people paint and things like that. And so minis are selling more because now people are making money by just painting the figures for lives and stuff like that.
There's good money in painting men.
Yeah. So the sell increase is from people buying it and then painting it, or buying them, sending them to have them painted by people, things like that.
Yeah, if anything, there's two things I've learned here in the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
There's good money in painting the minifigs for people if you're good at it. You have to actually be good at it.
Yeah, true.
And there's good money in paid DMing.
That is true as well, especially if you're good at DMing.
You truly, like, it helps if you're good, but you don't have to be actually that great. Yeah. It's just, it's, from what I've heard, and this is all off of an old Reddit post I was reading the other day for a friend. People are more likely to be engaged in a game that they are paying for.
That's true.
Which makes it easier as a DM to do their job. And if you are running multiple games, you kind of figure out how you're going to do things. You know, the more often you run something, the more you're going to know what to do with it.
That is true.
Some of these are like, you know, I've heard people joke, you know, why would you pay DM? And it's like, some of these aren't that expensive. And I would wonder if I would pay, like, if I really wanted somebody to be there, if you know, I would be okay with that price, because some of these people are going as low as $10 $10 per person per session.
Yeah, which is very low for DMing cost, if we're being honest.
Yeah, if you're going in like brand new, you don't have a big repertoire or anything like that, it wouldn't be unusual to see that kind of money.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100% with that.
And then, like I said, they're more willing to admit if they're going to miss a game. They're more willing to pay attention while they're doing it. They're not goofing off as much.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of positives to that.
Which is honestly a big thing when it comes to DMing, and I've experienced it myself, is people just goofing around when you try to play.
That's true, because you're playing with your friends, and at the same time, it's like, well, I'm going to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm guilty.
And
I'm guilty as a player.
I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm guilty as a player. I'm guilty as getting into it as a DM. Like, it's not...
Well, yeah, but I can understand how it can be frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be. I won't lie about that. It definitely can be. But, I mean, if I could get, like, a guaranteed group of people, I would definitely pay for a DM. I mean, I feel like it would be worth it to not have to DM yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
Kind of, yeah. But even then, it doesn't necessarily have to be a group of people that you know. I know a lot of people would prefer it that way. But if you just find a bunch of strangers,
that is true.
And they're like, okay, we're paying, like I said, $10.
Yeah.
The average, I think, is 25.
Oh, that's not bad.
For a 4-hour session.
Yeah.
Weekly or bi-weekly or however often you're going to do this, it'd be like, okay, I'm going to be there, so we're going to do this.
I mean, fair. And that's not bad. That actually wouldn't be a bad deal, I think.
No.
I would play with
I wouldn't
randoms.
think so either.
You would get to know them eventually if they're all actually willing to continue to play.
And to be honest, there's a stigma that I think comes with playing with your friends.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't feel so bad about if I was paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I don't like the game, I don't like the style, I don't like the way the players play. It's not for me. I would feel less bad about trying to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
I'm gonna lose again.
I agree with that 100%.
Thanks!
I was talking about what you said, not you losing the game, but I guess it fit in both places.
Yeah.
Secretly, I'm a hustler at Dominion.
That's fair. I thought I had you last game. That's what I get for playing too much hand attack.
But there's also something really cool this morning that I saw announced. They announced more of the HBO Harry Potter series cast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they announced, fully confirmed that John Lithgow is going to be Albus Dumbledore. They announced that Janet McTeer is going to be Minerva McGonagall. I didn't really know her for much. They announced Luke Thallin is going to be Quirrell. Paul Whithouse is going to be Filch. And I looked at a picture of Paul. I get it. I 100% get it. He looks outstandingly like Filch. Right there for it. But on top of that, they also announced that I'm probably going to butcher this name, and I don't mean to, but it looks like, kind of looks like Papa Assidu. I probably butchered that awfully. Is going to be playing Snape. I don't know who he is either. I didn't know who 90% of these people were, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm down to give it a shot. However, the one that kind of blew my mind a little bit, okay, of who they cast. They cast Nick Frost as Hagrid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know who Nick Frost is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So get ready to see this guy that was in Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and be Rubus Hagrid.
I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with it as well. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping, but we won't know until it releases. But I'm willing to give it a shot when it does release, to be honest. And then, yeah, I think that was all the news that we had for this week.
Everything that we found interesting anyway. There's tons of things that went on, but we're not going to talk about.
Yeah. Like, it's cool that they supposedly redid or brought back to life the dire wolves. That's cool, but I don't have enough information to really like talk about that one, you know?
Right.
There is that new game coming out that's supposed to be like Pokemon meets Minecraft. I cannot remember its name.
It's like, watch the entire trailer for that?
I did. Did you?
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
That took a turn!
It did, yeah.
Like, you could see it coming, but at the same time, when it happened, you're like, fuck?
Yep. But I'm here for it. I'm kind of stoked to give it a try. It'll probably be an early access game, and that's perfectly fine. It's called Tomo Endless Blue. It's supposedly an MMO. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I'm willing to give it a shot when it releases to see how it is.
Yeah, I get you.
But I think that is officially all the news that we had shared with each other.
So let's move on to our favorite segment, at least my favorite segment, because I'm the one that works on it.
History.
The history segment.
Oh, just so you're aware, I've got to say these two things real quick because I have a feeling, well, you might mention them, but I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and say them for your history. I did a little bit of research today. I know it's your baby.
Oh, gosh.
I know it's your baby, and I'm sorry for stepping on your toes a little here, but
Here?
Two things. Today, one of the most annoying board games that are actually video games was made, and, well, it wasn't made, but it was the first one on the DS. Dakupan Journey was released on the DS today.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's awful. It's like Mario Party, but you're just trying to make the most fucking money. So it's like Monopoly mixed with Mario Party, and I've only played it once, and it was an 8-hour game.
Wait, I've played the Wii version. I had to play it in a race.
And it's awful. I hate it.
No, it was terrible because it kept crashing on me, so I couldn't play.
That's awful as well for an already awful game. I know it has its lovers. I'm not one of them. But then the next thing I had is actually happened 2 days ago, on the 12th. I can't remember exactly what year, but April 12th is when the first ever Star Wars comic released.
Oh, very nice.
And I saw that today.
The stuff I looked at doesn't have a lot about comic history, so I'm always down for that.
Yeah, I just saw it today, and I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. And so I was like, I'm going to mention that tonight, because we do history, and that's right there. Right there. So, but that's all I had.
All right, I have from April 1st to April 7th.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I don't have a lot, but I do have quite a bit of interesting things.
Okay.
Starting with April Fool's Day.
All right, yeah.
We had 3 companies be formed on April 1st.
Okay.
In 76, Apple Computers was founded.
Okay.
In 98, Midway Games became independent.
Okay.
And as a side note, the same year that 1080 Snowboarding got released.
Oh, I think it was good.
And in 2003, Square and Enix formed Square Enix.
Oh, where they were no longer Squaresoft.
Yep.
Just think of all the good stuff we've gotten out of Square Enix, and all the shitty stuff we've gotten out of Square Enix.
Yes and yes.
We're not going to talk about the Avengers game, okay? Oh wait, I just did.
For April 2nd, in 1932, Tarzan the Ape Man
Ooh.
first came out in theaters. It'd be the first of 12 movies starring the Olympic gold medalist Johnny Weissmuller.
Okay.
Crazy, right?
That is crazy, yeah.
In 1954, the Disney announced his plans to build Disneyland.
Oh.
This is Disneyland, not Disney World, the California side.
Yeah, it's the one in California.
In 1968, 2001: A Space Odyssey premieres.
That movie's so good.
I've never sat through it.
I don't know if you like Stanley Kubrick or not, but let me tell you. Awful person, but I stand that director.
Yeah, that's what happens when you can separate the person from the art.
It's true. Like that guy. Just to go off on a little bit of tangent, real quick. Have you seen The Shining?
Yes.
Okay, so he's the director of that as well.
Right.
So that scene where Shelley Duvall, Jack Nicholson's breaking through the door and he does the "Here's Johnny" thing.
Mm-hmm.
He made her do that scene like 6 or 7 times, if not more, because he kept saying that her reaction wasn't scared enough, and so he kept making her do it over and over again until she like mentally broke down.
Yeah, the man was insane.
Yeah. Like, he was crazy, but he made some damn good movies, man. Sounds awful to say, but it's true.
And finally, in 2013, our favorite video game makes another appearance.
Which game?
Defiance!
Oh my god.
Defiance is first released in 2013.
Oh my god.
We talked about this thing every episode.
We have.
I think this is it.
Oh no! Next week I'm gonna be like, you know what I watched this week, Derek? All of Defiance.
I'd be surprised if you could find that, to be honest with you.
Challenge accepted. I bet I can.
I mean, you probably can, but should you?
I don't know. I never watched it before, so. How bad was it?
Not great.
It wasn't great? Okay.
No.
Alright, that's fair.
Alright. April 3rd.
Alright.
Something you might remember from your childhood. I know I do from mine. In 1953, the first issue of TV Guide was published.
Oh, God. I remember getting TV Guide
those
in the mail.
For those that are too young to remember this, TV Guide used to be a magazine you got in every month that would tell you what's going to be on television. Wait, was it monthly or weekly?
I think it was weekly.
Okay, so you would know everything that was going to come onto television because they would publish it in this magazine and there would be articles and stuff with it.
Yep.
There was also a channel.
Yep.
That you used to watch scroll by when you're like, I don't know what's on, I don't want to flip through channels, I'm just going to watch this thing scroll until I see what I want.
And they constantly had infomercials?
They did. Or, I like to think that channel was the precursor to the movie info stuff that you see in theaters now.
Yeah. The newbie stuff.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Fun fact. The first issue had Lucille Ball's newborn baby on the cover.
Oh, I had no idea about that. That's cool.
Yep. Little Desi Arnaz Jr. Who you might know from playing himself in I Love Lucy.
I did not know that either. That's cool.
If I remember correctly, he played Lucille Ball's child, played Lucille Ball's baby in I Love Lucy. I could be wrong, and I'm willing to be proven wrong.
Well, I'm not going to prove you wrong right now.
Of course you're not, because you're busy whipping my ass.
You're winning this time. by 1 point.
1968. One of the, I would say, pillars of sci-fi first debuted. Planet of the Apes.
Oh, those are good.
Those are good movies, and I say that because they've been remade many times and expanded upon.
Yep, you are right.
In 1995, the Konami Group was established.
Oh.
That's when all of their stuff started to come under one window.
Yeah.
And in sad news, in 2013, Disney shut down LucasArts.
Let's not talk about that, okay? let's not. Why we gotta bring that up, Derek? Why you gotta do that?
Because it was important.
Why you gotta do that, man?
I didn't feel like, saying random game came out in Australia.
That's fair, I guess, but why you gotta do that, man?
Because I can.
That's very rude of you.
April 4th, 1975. A company near to my heart, and I know near and dear to your heart, was formed. By 3 guys in a garage.
What company?
Microsoft.
Oh. All right,
April
then.
5th. There was not a lot for the 4th, unfortunately.
That's fine.
April 5th, 1987. Fox premieres one of my favorite shows and one show that led to my favorite show.
Okay.
Married with Children premieres.
That show was so good.
Along with the Tracy Ullman Show.
Oh.
Those who don't know, the Tracy Ullman Show is where the prequel to The Simpsons ran.
Yeah, it sure is. Do you like The Simpsons, Derek?
I am a big Simpsons fan. I haven't watched it in a long time, and I know to a lot of people it's gone downhill.
Eh.
But I think it's more of a victim of time than anything.
Yeah, I'll tell you. My wife really likes The Simpsons, and we're going to Universal this year with my family. And they have a whole little Simpsons market and stuff like that. And
yeah, because no, you will not.
Really?
Simpsons Land got tore down this year.
Did it?
And is going to be Nintendo Land.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Because when I looked it up just a couple days ago, it said it was still there.
Well, it's going to be torn down this year.
Because Nintendo was already built down in Florida.
I think it's Nintendo.
Completely different space.
It's getting closed down. I know the Simpsons Land's getting closed down because Disney's not interested in renewing the contract. And it is going to be something else there.
Let's look and see.
Now I gotta look this up.
Currently, there is no official closure date. The current agreements are set to expire in 2028.
No. Because I know they were talking about plans to move it on to something else.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's see. 1989. Late Night with David Letterman becomes the first TV network show broadcast in Dolby Stereo.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, before everything sounded all mono and quiet and stuff.
Yeah.
You ready for some more childhood?
Okay, go for it.
1997. The Crocodile Hunter premieres.
Ooh.
Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Facts. Most definitely rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Yeah. The craziest dude in all of television, I would say.
That, I agree. I agree completely with that.
And to springboard off something I know you'll appreciate. In 2063 will be Earth's first contact with the Vulcans.
I'm down. You think we'll actually meet him?
Oh, why'd I do that?
I don't know.
I don't think it'll be the Vulcan specifically, but it could be.
I mean, you never know, I guess, right?
That was dumb of me. Okay, April 6th. 1889. George Eastman begins selling Kodak flexible roll film. 1906. The first animated cartoon is released.
Okay.
It's called Humorous Phases of Funny Faces by J. Stewart Blackton.
Okay, that's interesting.
I've not seen the full thing, but I've seen pictures of it. It is very, very simplistic. It looks like something you would have seen in a penny machine. But it's very cool all the same. In 2006, Xbox acquires Lionhead Studios.
All right, and then proceeds to do nothing with them.
I think that's partially the fault of Lionhead.
Yeah, and Peter Molyneux. Let's be real.
Yeah. 2009. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek premieres. Which I still think is a good Star Trek. I know a lot of people don't like it or care for it, but I do.
I mean, I'm just not a huge fan of Star Trek in general, to be honest.
I'm not either, but I think out of them, I think Abrams is the easiest one to watch.
No, I agree with that. I can get behind that.
I want these. And finally, for April 7th, 1927, the first long-distance TV transmission happened. A picture of then... I'm going to butcher the position and I didn't write it down. Anyway, a picture of Herbert Hoover is sent from Washington, D.C. to New York City by AT&T.
That's cool. That's really
I want to
cool,
say Secretary of State, but I don't think that's correct.
Either way, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. And in 1986, one of my favorite gaming companies was founded.
Okay.
Atlas.
Did you say Atlas?
Atlas. Makers of such games as Persona.
And Shin Megami Tensei, which is what started Persona.
Well, yeah. You know, makers of last year's Game of the Year, Refantasio.
Which I still haven't got to play yet. It's on my to-do list. I need to get it.
It's on my to-buy list.
It's same. I don't have it.
I want it.
If you're watching this and you can donate so we can buy Refantasio.
Yes.
Thanks.
That's everything I've got.
All right. I've not got anything to add to that, to be completely honest with you. I don't have anything at all to add to it. Except for what I told you at the first two things. Silver.
Well, sir, I don't think we've got anything else to talk about this week.
Yeah, I don't think we really do either. I'm not going to apologize for it being a short episode, guys, if you're listening. I am for watching. To be real, it's been a slow news 2 weeks. At least slow news for what we were super interested in, because we don't do politics, religion, stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, that world's too crazy to bring into this one.
Yeah, we're not doing that. This is for us to get here, hang out, talk, you know.
If anything, send us a message.
Yeah.
Write a comment under the podcast. If you follow us on one of the podcast networks, maybe we'll use the idea of a segment of some sort on these slow news weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I had an idea.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's do. I got bored earlier this week, and I sat and watched two of my favorite movies from two different genres. And I was curious if you had any kind of favorite movies in this genres.
Okay.
One of them I imagine you won't, which will be absolutely and totally fine. No, because I have a favorite sports movie.
Oh, I have a favorite sports movie.
Okay, what's your favorite sports movie?
Remember the Giants.
That's a good call. Like that is seriously a good call. Mine's Draft Day.
I've not seen that movie.
It's got shit.
I shouldn't say I've never seen it. I might have seen it and just don't remember seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got Kevin Costner and Jennifer Gardner in it.
Okay.
Kevin Costner plays as a general manager of the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
On draft day, and they're trying to figure out who they're going to draft. And there's all these people that, they expect in the draft and that they want to draft and all this other stuff. And then they go through and they end up making a bunch of trades with other teams and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, back and forth and just takes place over this one day.
That's pretty interesting, actually.
I enjoy it. I think like I said, I think it's a good movie. It's not the action-aholic kind of films that are like that. It's just like kind of like Moneyball.
Okay. Yeah.
At least to me.
What's your least favorite sports movie, Derek?
Least favorite sports movie. That Will Ferrell ice skating movie.
Blades of Glory.
Yeah.
I can't fault you for that. I don't like Will Ferrell.
Outside of maybe Talladega Nights, and that might be the only one that I can stand. I don't care for any of Will Ferrell's sports movies.
I don't like Will Ferrell most of the time. To be completely blunt and honest about it, he's not my cup of tea.
No, I get that.
My least favorite is We Are Marshall.
No, that's fair. That for this area that we live in, that movie is played out.
Yeah,
and that's being generous.
Now, I will give it.
I understand it.
I will give it to Matthew McConaughey that he's treated our area very well. After filming that movie, he is like a really good person, especially in this area. So I have nothing bad to say about him. It's just that movie wasn't great.
No, I mean I get it.
Yeah.
You're either on the absolutely loved it, or you kind of despise it.
It just could have been a lot better, I think. I still will stand behind. I feel like they should have focused more on either if they wanted to keep the movie how they did, they should have shown why the area loved that team so much that died in the plane crash.
Yeah.
Because to me, it didn't feel like there was a reason for all these people to be like, "Oh my god!" Like, you know what I mean? Movie-wise, not real life-wise, movie-wise. But the movie doesn't touch on that. It doesn't have like it doesn't really give I don't feel like it gave the town a connection to the team.
That's fair.
Now, the other thing that I wish it would have done was focus kind of more on the families that were affected. You know what I mean? Because of it.
Right.
It didn't
focus
really
too much on the university itself versus.
Exactly, and that's if they would have shown why the town liked or was so like tore up, like built into it a little bit more. The way they did the movie would have been perfectly fine. But with how they did it, it should have just been about the families and called it a day. To me personally.
Yeah. No, I get it. It was important to the city. It was important to the town. But there's the whole side of it that got ignored that probably shouldn't have.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. But you said you had 2 movies. What was your second movie that you watched?
I sat and rewatched the OG RoboCop.
RoboCop's good.
RoboCop is good. So, what's your favorite over-the-top gory action movie?
Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to go in with RoboCop on this one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I'll be real. I've not seen actually a lot of over-the-top gory action films.
Oh, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah. I've seen some, I'm sure, but RoboCop is the one that sticks in my head the most when I think about that type of film.
My okay, so no secret, I'm a car guy. I like cars. And I think anybody who likes cars and stuff like that, there's certain Grail cars in mind. And to me, I have 3 kinds of cars. There's the obtainable, the if I had the money, I'd love to, and the unattainable. My obtainable, even though I'm seriously considering upping it, is a 1988 Ford Taurus.
Okay.
And having it done up as an OCP cop car.
I mean, fair. I don't blame you there.
Because that would just be awesome to me.
I can understand why you would enjoy that a lot, honestly.
Yeah. Pick a genre, Matt. See if we can suss out a couple movies or something like that.
All right, let's talk sci-fi.
Okay. What kind of sci-fi?
Just sci-fi in general.
Okay.
So, in general, my favorite sci-fi movie. Yes, I absolutely love Star Wars. Like, that's what most people think I would probably say in this area that know me in real life. But no, we already talked about my favorite sci-fi film during this today. And it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. That
is an epitome of sci-fi artwork. Yeah. Granted, I have never seen it. It's
that movie is where we got a lot of our sci-fi tropes from.
Oh yeah,
especially in like the horror genre sci-fi. I want to say like where things are failing and going to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where we get it. There's a lot of it's from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I mean, that's where it wouldn't, like, that's kind of where you get Skynet from.
Yep. Which, that's a good movie as well. Terminator's great.
Oh yeah. Especially number 2.
Yes.
Number 1's amazing in its own right, but 2, depending on who you talk to, is one of those few sequels that outdo the original.
Yep, I agree with that. 2 is really, really good. I don't think 3 was nearly as good as the first 2, though.
No.
Like, it was alright, but... Yeah, what about you there, Derek?
Oh, sci-fi films. I have a real, like, meh to them, in general. Like, like you, I don't care for Star Trek. Outside of the J.J. Abrams movies, because I kind of find them kind of enjoyable. I don't care for really the Star Wars movies. I didn't have that youthful adherence to them like a lot of people had.
Say, I grew up watching them because of my dad.
Right. Everybody I know that loves those movies had that youthful thing to it. I didn't watch them until I might have seen, at least until I was 15. I didn't see a Star Wars film, and the first one I think I seen was Episode 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I never cared about them. And
that's fair.
Looking at it through those eyes, all that, oh my god, it's lightsabers and it's really cool, gets overshadowed by, man, you can drive trucks through these plot holes. Like, I could put a convoy through some of these scene jumps.
That's why we have fucking the Clone Wars for the prequel series, man.
Oh no, I'm talking about the OGs. Like, there are questions upon questions that you could ask of those.
There's a reason that it's very common knowledge that Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford would go to George Lucas many times while filming and being like, we can't say this. This is awful. And they would make something up. They weren't written well. The originals were not.
I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
It also doesn't have a great plot line.
It's the normal, like, I love them, don't get me wrong. But it is 100% the normal hero's journey. It's hero comes up from nothing, has to travel and defeat the big bad.
Yeah.
While overcoming personal problems. That's really all it is. That's why people are like, don't you know that Harry Potter is just Star Wars on Earth with magic? Or with wands? Because it's the same concept.
Yeah. True. But there's still so many things, like, I can't point them out right now, because I would have to go back through them and...
Let's just...
like, take notes.
Let's just rewatch the Star Wars movies, Derek's, and take notes about them, and we'll do a podcast about Star Wars films.
Fine. No, actually, no. I don't want to torture myself like that. That would be terrible.
We'll do like Mystery Science Theater. What do you think of that, Derek?
I don't want to watch a movie that has to rewrite its incest.
Why is that
Didn't
true?
see that coming,
Why
did
is
you?
that true? God damn it.
It's true because it's true.
It is true. It's very true.
But I was asking actual favorite. God, that's a hard choice. I'd have to think about what sci-fi movies I've actually watched. Which, come to think of it now, that's a lot smaller of a genre than I thought I'd watch.
Yeah.
I know. Let's put up a quick internet search. Nope, haven't watched that. Nope. Have I watched Looper?
You've never watched Looper?
I don't
You know what's a
think
good
I
sci-fi
have.
film that a lot of people don't like people talk shit about when it came out? Jumper.
I think I seen Jumper.
With
I don't think I saw
Hayden-
Looper.
With Hayden Christensen, I think is what Jumper had.
I watched Next.
Next was good.
That
Does-
one was
Does
okay.
In Time count as a sci-fi film?
In Time.
The one
Is that the one where you
with...
have to use time as currency?
Yeah, use time as currency. I feel like that's a sci-fi film.
Yeah, I've never actually sat through it though.
It's pretty good. What the fuck's your problem, dude?
I don't know. I've never sat through watches.
I don't mean that in
Real
a
Steel?
mean way. Real Steel's good.
I would probably lean toward Real Steel.
You know what else
That or
counts as a
Logan.
sci-fi film?
What?
Pacific Rim.
I've not seen Pacific
What?
Rim.
Dude, it's right up your fucking alley, and you're telling me you've never
I've never
seen
sat
it?
through it.
What the fuck? Ugh.
Okay, we could throw this giant pile of things. I've never sat through Planet of the Apes.
What?
I've never sat through willingly an Aliens movie.
Why?
I think I've only sat through one Aliens movie, and it was the worst one.
Which one's the worst?
Depending on who you... Prometheus.
I liked Prometheus.
I fell asleep.
I mean, that's fair. I liked it.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's some that I've actually seen.
You hear
At
this
least
fucker
according
to
to
those
this search.
guys?
What is it?
I was just saying, do these listeners hear you? I wanna, if there's
sci-fi
comments,
movies I have seen. Okay.
real quick,
I finally
if there's comments in our, like, after this is posted places, which I don't know if there ever will be, but you know, fuck it. If there are comments, shame Derek.
They suck. No, I'm
Shame
joking.
him.
Okay. I have seen The Matrix. The Matrix is an amazing movie.
Okay, The Matrix are good.
I
Fourth
would
one
say
sucks.
my favorite sci-fi movie now that I've had a second to flip through some is MIB.
Like the Men in Black movies?
Yeah.
Those are good. Third one, not super great. Fourth one with Chris Hemsworth and I can't remember that girl's name. Oh my god.
I think that movie could have been fine. I liked 3 better than I liked International, but International could have been more if they had went ahead and went with the 5th movie.
I mean, hot take, I like International more than 3.
No, I mean, that's fine. You're allowed to be wrong.
I like, mine goes 1, 2, International, 3.
Yeah.
That's
not
how
a
mine
bad
goes.
list. I would just put mine in order.
That's fair. That reminds me of, like, the Ghostbusters movies, though, to be honest. Which I feel like should fall into sci-fi as well, because they're not horror. I guess they could fall in horror comedy, but I feel like they're more sci-fi.
They're supposed to be horror. Those are actually, well, the first one is supposed to be a horror movie. The second one is not.
Fair.
But that first one was.
That just told me I ran out of time and forfeited the game. It didn't even ever put me in the game. What the fuck?
No, I was sitting on the screen wondering what the hell happened to you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just creating a new one. That's my bad. But like Ghostbusters, for instance, I love Ghostbusters, but my list goes 1, the first of the newest ones of the new 2.
No, that's fair.
The second of the new 2, the all-female one, the video game, and then Ghostbusters 2.
No, that's fine. Ghostbusters, and I'll agree with you. I actually agree with you 100% on that line.
Yeah.
I think the reason 2 is wrong, like the movie itself is wrong, is because of the Real Ghostbusters, the TV show.
I agree with that.
Because when that got popular, all the TV execs went, no, you have to aim this a little bit more kid-friendly and make it more like this TV show because this is what all the kids are watching and they like this TV show.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100%
so
agree with that.
That's exactly what was wrong with that one. What else I got sitting here?
Real Ghostbusters is great.
Real Ghostbusters is great. But it shouldn't have poisoned
Ghostbusters
the water.
2. It shouldn't have. I agree.
Yeah.
Alright, Derek. Let's do one more genre. You get to pick before we end.
I get to pick.
Yeah, you get to pick, because I picked the last one. I picked sci-fi.
Jeez. Alright, let's stick along with the podcast.
Okay.
Give me your favorite video game movie.
Oof. That's a good one. You're gonna hate my answer.
Am I? Okay.
I have 2 of them that I absolutely love, and one of them is not good. Arguably, 2 of them are not good.
I mean, let me guess. Is it the Street Fighter movies?
One is Street Fighter Chun-Li.
God damn it. No, I'm doing that because I accidentally hit skip without buying anything.
Oh, okay.
I have no problem with the Street Fighter movies.
Okay, a lot of people hate that movie. I loved it. I thought it was really
good.
It's not good, but I enjoy it.
Any sense of the word.
Like, I enjoy it a lot. My other one that is kind of tied with that one is Pixels.
I haven't seen Pixels.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Adam Sandler and his group of friends game about video games that invade.
Yeah, where Pac-Man like invades the city and bounces around and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
By the way,
so much.
Who would have thought that would have been the genre for pretty much every single stinking manhwa?
True.
If you're not getting reincarnated, if you're not being reincarnated into the video game's coming into the real world.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. All right, straight up. I have read a lot, and I mean a lot, of manga that's been suggested to me and manhwa. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Why is it that all of them now, and I mean all of them, are video game based or isekais. There's barely, like, there are other ones, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit those. I've read my fair share, you know?
I mean, you get the different brushstrokes in between, like, you know, portals start randomly opening up, aka Solo Leveling Warrior.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are just, hey, you know, I loved playing this one video game, and now I woke up into it.
Yeah.
You know, Overlord.
Yeah, or even, like, I'll even consider SAO a isekai.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
I should say.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just not. I'm so tired of reading them. To be honest with you. It's just overdone to me.
No, it is overdone, and I respect your opinion on that. I truly do, because I believe I 100% agree with you. I also I have a weak spot for when they're done right.
Yeah, don't be wrong. I do as well. I think Solo Leveling is fucking phenomenal.
Solo Leveling is good, but I also like some of the sweeter ones. I also like some of the stupider ones.
True. Like, I did like the time I was reincarnated as a vending machine.
Vending machine is hilarious.
It's great. It's absolutely great.
One of my other favorites is, out of the stupid one, is the guy who gets reincarnated and his powers are Amazon.
Oh yeah.
And I like that for a stupid reason, and that's that he bangs everybody.
I mean, you like what you like.
A lot of those are like, well, he doesn't bang everybody. That's not true. Yeah. But a lot of those are, you know, sexual tension all the way through. No, he starts banging them in the first episode.
Yeah.
Very first episode, the tavern owner just jumps into his bed. Get about it. Then you never really see her again after that. But
that's fair.
It's I don't know. It's the dumbest harem ever, and a lot of times harems are dumb. But it makes me giggle.
All right, Derek. I think I am being summoned to go elsewhere right now.
Time to wrap up the cast then.
Yep. Guys, we have to wrap up. So.
Oh, real fast. Favorite video game movie is OG Mario.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, let's wrap this bird up.
On that hot take, however, I'm Matt.
And I'm Derek.
And this was Panels, Checkpoints, and Popcorn. We hope you all had fun. And we will catch you in 2 weeks, as long as the creeks don't rise.
That's a real problem.
And yes, it is, all along this area. But until next time, everything will be posted up on YouTube later this evening, and then remastered and put onto Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and fuck Apple Music. Y'all have a good week.
Good night, everybody.